Hi guys, I'm just gonna sit here, my recliner and talk about this VR I'm gonna shoot. It's a VR to Alaskan Ballistic, and he wants to know uh, what people think we ought to do about all these shootings we're having in schools and whatnot. Um, I know there's a lot of states out there that don't have uh, people like police officers and stuff that give security to their schools. Uh, my son has just graduated from high school this year, as many of you know, and he went to a high school in Washington his first 2 years of high school, and that's where we really got introduced to police officers being at the high schools. I mean, they would just go hang out there during the day, and give security for the schools. They would keep an eye on the kids, and they would visit with them and get to know them and stuff like that. And then when we moved away from there, we now live in the state of Nebraska, excuse me. I don't know what I was thinking. But I live in the state of Nebraska, and I didn't think anything about it, but we have the same thing here. The high school, even the junior high schools and the elementary schools here, they all have police officers that spend the day at the schools while the kids are in school. And that's a sort of security measure they do. I know all states don't have that luxury, but I know of 2 states that do. So, it's a tragic thing that we have to make sure that our children are going to be taken care of with that kind of a measure. I remember back in my day, and we just went to school and had a whole bunch of fun and everything. We didn't have to worry about things like people coming in and shooting up the school. Heck, when I was in junior high school, my parents drove around with our deer rifles in the back window of my dad's pickup truck. Times have really changed a lot since then. I can remember, even as I was a young man, I did my stint in the service, and I got out, and, one of the first things I did was go down and get me a pickup and put a gun rack in the back window so I could carry my deer rifles and my shotgun for hunting birds and stuff. And nobody really thought anything about it, and that really wasn't that long ago, see, I was probably 20 something when I got out of the military, and so, that was probably only 30 plus years ago, and that's what we did then. But these days you can't carry guns around in your window of your pickup or anything even close to being like that, and that's pretty terrible. What has our country really come down to? I'm a big believer in the Second Amendment right. I myself have a concealed carry permit, and I pretty much carry it wherever I can. For the simple fact, there's a lot of crazies out there, and so, the school is one of the places that I cannot carry, a school or a church or a government building or anything like that. They won't let us carry in there. I don't really get it, I would think that if you had a permit to carry it, a concealed weapons permit, or even like I had to have a permit just to buy a gun here in this state that I live in. Before I could even go purchase a gun, I had to be cleared through the system that I wasn't a bad person or anything. They ran me through the FBI bureau and all kinds of stuff. Make sure that is okay for me to have a weapon of any kind, even a pistol, So I'm kind of getting off the course here, but I'm just trying to give you a little bit of background before I go on with what I want to talk about really, which is this is my VR to Alaskan Ballistic, as I said, and he's looking for people to do VRs for what we think we should do. Well, you know, kind of thinking, I have been thinking about this, but I'm going to do the VR tonight because I want to do it while it's still fresh in my mind. And here's what I think should really be accountable is the schools have all these doors on them, and the kids, especially in high school, are allowed to come and go as they please, even at lunchtime and stuff like that. What if we made the doors, all the doors, one-way doors, make them all fire exits, except for the front door where they come in at the beginning of their day. They could make the other doors, they could go out for drills and such things like that, but they can't come in those doors at all. They're locked. And then the only way you get in the front door would be you could have a metal detector, I suppose, some sort of security device like they have at the airport that you walk through. But I was thinking not only that, but you could also have things like a wand that certain people at the schools would be, I'm trying to think of the word, it just went out my brain. They would be designated that they would have like a wand-to-wand students or anybody really that was suspicious looking. But I absolutely think they should have to walk through some sort of security gate and then have wands. Say you have an issue or something at school and the students have to go down to the principal's office or whatever. They could be wanded. They could have a surprise inspection of their lockers where they would have not only dogs for drugs, but they would have metal detectors or security wands that they could swipe through the locker system. So that's something that I have really thought a lot about, and I think that would be perfect for securing the children, young adults or whatever. They should all have security gates to go through and only have one door that goes in and out, and the other. Sorry for the interruption. They would have like fire doors. They could be gone out, but they can't come back in. And if they did by chance go out of them, the only way they could get back in is to come back in through the front door. Another thing is I think that all schools should have police officers like the one we have here. All the schools have a police officer on duty during school hours. But not only that, they could have like the principals and the assistant principals or the certain teachers designated to conceal carry. A gym teacher is not going to work very good because you don't wear too many clothes during class. But, there could be other teachers that were designated for such things. So that's some of the things that's running through my head. But here's a big thing, I think it all comes down to, the children and the young adults. They really need to be trained, not just by gun safety and stuff like that, but they should be trained by their parents as well. I mean, my parents, I don't know about you guys, but my parents taught me to respect firearms, not to use them to hurt people or anything like that. So here's my thing, and I'm probably going to catch holy heck for it. But I think that the parents should be held responsible as well as the shooters of these schools. I mean, somehow the shooter this last time got a hold of their parents' gun, so parents not doing a very good job of teaching their kids or keeping the guns safely put away so that their kids don't get a hold of them. So I would think that if a kid's going to be put on trial for murder, for shooting up a school and killing people, let's have the darn parents stand trial as well for manslaughter or something like that, because they are part of the reason why these kids get a hold of the guns, and for the reason that they are thinking the way they do. They're not the parents. It should be the parents' responsibility to keep their children safe and to teach them right from wrong. So if your kid were to go and shoot up a school and kill their classmates or whatever because they want to be famous or in the newspapers or whatever, well, guess what? Mom and dad are going to be hauled in, and they're going to go on trial just as much for second-degree manslaughter or whatever the states could find to charge them with as an accessory to the fact. So, I covered a lot of stuff here, and it all comes down to the parents. I mean, the parents had you. You're their responsibility, and that's how I feel. So that's my VR to the Alaskan Ballistics, and I'm gonna put a link to this on his page so he can watch it, and whoever else thinks that they have an answer for their situation, feel free to put it down below in the comment section. I have pretty heavy shoulders. I can take a lot of stuff sometimes, so give me your thoughts and put those in the comment section. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, share it with your friends and colleagues. And I want you guys to have a great day tomorrow. Let's try to keep America safe. So, from me to you, thanks for watching. And I'm going to tell you guys what I tell you every time. I couldn't do it without you guys. I love you to death. And it's God bless you. God bless me. God bless USA. Thanks for listening, you guys. Bad subject, but something that really should be addressed. Catch you next time.